Getting ready for the road trip tomorrow, about a 10-hour drive if everything goes well. Just got the Thule on the city's car share. Well, we are ready to depart. Got Spiky in here with me. I said my goodbyes. Car's pretty much packed to the gills with the Thule on top. Yeah, in case I didn't mention it, I'm heading off to Molietsetmaa for the summer. I'm taking lead this time and getting out there about a week before the boys will, and about 2 weeks before Sami. So there's basically two ways to get from Grenoble to Molietsetmaa by car. In other words, from Grenoble to the Atlantic coast, southern Atlantic coast of France. And basically I call it the southern route or the northern route. The southern route, which is the one I think I generally lightly prefer, or I don't know. They're pretty much 6 of one, a half dozen of the other. The southern route, you go from Grenoble, you sort of angle over to the Mediterranean coast through Montpellier, and then head south towards the Pyrenees, and then at some point you cut back across France and you skirt along the Pyrenees, and then you get to somewhere about Bayonne, and then head from Bayonne, which is a short distance, over to Moliets. And then the northern route is which I'm taking now, just because I've taken the southern route the last few times. This one, you basically cut right across central France. You go by Lyon, Clermont-Ferrand, Ferrand, I don't know how you pronounce it, and over to Bordeaux, and then Bordeaux you head down the coast to our destination. The nice thing about the northern route is you go over the Central Massif, which is you gain you're up at about 1,000 meters, or a little over 3,000 feet, and there's some old volcanic mountains, and in the winter they can be quite spectacular with their snow caps, and it's very different looking, obviously, than the Alps. They're old volcanoes. The southern route, also scenic, especially the Pyrenees, of course, and you head kind of by Toulouse and Perpignan and Montpellier and Pau, so some interesting cities that I never stop by, because usually we just want to do a one-day drive and get there, because it's both ways. You know, Google says it's about 8 hours, but in reality they don't seem to really take into account that you're not going to be going at the speed limit the entire time, and just really minimizing your brakes. So, you know, gotta let the dog do his thing, stretch his legs and bladder, and I like to get a couple snacks along the way myself, use the restroom, that kind of thing, gas back up. So all said and done, it takes 10, maybe even 11 hours to get there. Yeah, Europe isn't quite as small as I'd always heard it was. You know, there's some pretty big distances. That's a proper you know, if you want to think of European countries as states, I think that's fair enough. France is California or Texas. You know, it takes a while to get to the different corners of the state. of the department. I mean, of the country. So, yeah, it's like driving from Southern California to Northern California. Is that right? Maybe it's actually California to drive from San Diego to San Francisco. What are we talking about? 8 hours? And that's actually Central California, San Francisco. Even we always call it NorCal. It's really more like Central Cal. So I'm not sure what it would take to get all the way up to like Eureka, where you're at the northern border of California. Anyway, boy, I'm rambling now, aren't I? Driving through France is just so beautiful. It is so much open space. Farmland, forest, green, and wow, what is this? And the occasional odd modern architecture plopped in the middle of unexpected places. Interesting. Anyway, not cheap. That didn't help, did it? I tilted the camera. Yeah, expensive tolls, which I guess in a way, as a person who believes we should be gravitating towards more mass transit and less driving and building less roads, I'm okay with that. And the driving experience is quite pleasant compared to the US too. The roads are really nice. There are rest stops like everywhere. And there's the little ones with just a bathroom and a coffee machine. And then there's the big ones that are like super deluxe and have all sorts of food and even grocery stores. So they're not too crowded, and there's typically just 2 lanes. And yeah, so it's a much more pleasant driving experience. Hold on. Right side, I can't remember, wherever it's going to show up. Let me angle that a little bit. That's the Central Massif Mountains, kind of what they look like. More rounded and you know, like I don't know, maybe a little bit like the northeastern US or eastern, not necessarily northeastern, but eastern US. These are cool, these kind of bridges, wildlife bridges here that I don't know if there's a road up there too, probably, but all greeneried. Here we go, cool bridge in the middle of nature. I guess it's a cool bridge. Yeah, check it out. Middle of nature, and in the middle, almost smack dab middle of the country. Here we go, a rest stop I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna have lunch. I was just gonna have a croissant, but I think I've pushed my hunger far long enough now that it's gonna require more than a croissant to satisfy me. Here's what these full service, wait, what are we doing here? Okay, I gotta go over here.
Utilisez la voie de gauche pour serrer à gauche.
Full service rest stops is what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to get to the gas. Where do I do that? Not that I really need it. At the flatlands of the department called Les Landes, which is where the town that I'm heading for, where our beach shack is. close. Got about an hour to go. Got this big mega freeway. It'll probably create California type sprawl in a couple of decades, but so far the land around is still forest, all forest. A lot of it is a harvested forest. What do you call it? Harvested and planted and that kind of thing. Anyway, I'll check back in just a little bit. I don't know if you can see him back there, my travel buddy. See if I turn the camera just a little more. Yeah. Oh yeah, forgot to mention it. I made it to Moliets. I'm here for a couple days now. Oh Lord, you're ferocious. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Ah. Oh, I got it, Maria. I got it. Oh Lord. Look at that. Surf camps are just starting to arrive, I think. I think that's what that is. Just setting up the carousel on, what is it, June 24th. And this is what Moliets plage is known for. It is the Courant du Jet. And hope my pronunciation didn't slaughter that. But anyway, it's kind of like a river that runs behind the dunes along the beach, and then finally exits out here onto the beach. Just meanders out there. There's no jetties or anything like that screwing up nature. And it's been like this for a long time, but not always, because apparently it used to exit way further along the way, and then I think I forgot what the story was on how it got blocked and started coming down this way. But the whole area used to be all swamp, and then Napoleon III, France's last emperor or dictator, whatever you want to call him, planted the whole area with maritime pine trees, which in a period of about 50 years sucked up all the water. Also, they canalized, I guess, or channelized the water as well. So now it's all forest, but there's still these sort of giant shallow lakes called etangs. And so this current goes to the Lyon etang, not Lyon like the big city, but Leon, and comes down through here. It is fresh water, so it's not just a tidal type of situation, but yeah, there you go. Little quick addition to my video. It's a week later and I just picked up the boys. There they are on the narrow cam. Always glad to be in the video.
En rond-point, prenez la deuxième sortie sur avenue du 1er mai.
Which what was the bit?